Amid the cleanup from ex-tropical cyclone Alfred are a few tiny, very unwelcome pests. Fire ants have been causing problems in South East Queensland for years, but floods can help spread colonies because fire ants survive by forming floating rafts. And the National Fire Ant Eradication Program call centre has recorded a significant increase in reports over the past 2 days. Reece Pianta is from the Invasive Species Council and he joins me now for more on this. Reece, thank you so much for your time. Just for a bit of context, for those outside of Queensland or those who haven't come across fire ants before, just how much of a pest are they and where are they found?
Yeah, well, they're a serious threat to our economy, human health, and our environment in Australia. They attack and sting humans and animals, and if they get out of control, they'll spread right across Australia. They're a problem at the moment in southeast Queensland and threatening to spread into northern New South Wales and inland Australia. But if they, as I say, if they get out of control, they'll be a huge problem for our country.
Yeah, can you talk me through this sort of raft-like survival instinct that fire ants have, particularly during
Yeah.
flooding events? The pictures are pretty incredible.
They are, yeah. And this isn't the first time we've seen this, but these rafts are much larger than ones we've seen in previous seasons, which is really alarming. It points to a growing fire ant infestation density. We're now seeing tens of thousands of individual ants in these rafts, colonies that can reform in new locations. This is something that fire ants do to survive flooding and extreme weather events. In an Australian context, it's helping them spread to new areas. And I think about what would happen if fire ants get into, say, the Murray-Darling Basin. They'd very quickly spread inland throughout Australia into New South Wales, Victoria and South Australia.
Yeah, well, I guess are events like what we've just seen in southeast Queensland and northern New South Wales, is this sort of flooding an additional risk of fire ants spreading across state lines?
Yes, that's right, because fire ants can get to areas where they haven't been before. And, as part of the flood cleanup, people may be encountering them. But if they get into a carrier material in a new area that they've rafted to, a soil, a hay, or a mulch, they could spread into new areas. And that's why urgent government action is needed on this. There's fire ant infestations in the opposition leader Peter Dutton's electorate, and Jim Chalmers' electorate is where some of these rafts have been observed. So we really need to ramp up action now to get this suppression zone infestation under control.